Good evening and welcome back to the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Awesome Women's Tele Summit. I'm super excited about this call today, and very quickly, let me tell you why. Growing up, I dreaded maths in school, okay? And then one day, I was given a book to read. It was Cairo's book on numerology and palmistry that my sister gave to me. And I was hooked. No, it did not take away my dread of math, but it did open up this world of possibilities to me. And many moons and many years later, when I had all but forgotten about numbers, I had the opportunity to meet this lovely lady who opened that world up for me again when I got the years reading from her. She is educationist for kids with special needs, and in the last decade has added many holistic modalities to her repertoire. A Lenormand Oracle Dex expert, a student of astrology, numerology is her first love, and today she is taking all of us into this whole new exciting possibility of enhancing and enriching the quality of living life. Please put your hands together and join me in giving a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the amazing Zenobia Edulkaka. Hi, Zenobia.
Thank you. And hi, and Nilu, that was beautiful. My hair was standing on edge, literally. Yes, because the last time when we did the Lenormand about 2 months back, yeah, that I still remember you said, but Zenobia, this is Lenormand. I said that's where it all began at source. So to be here with the numbers is like dream come true. Very, very happy.
Awesome. And I'm sure it is because actually, ladies, just sharing this very quickly with you, I know we had brought this up a long time back as well. Numerology is Zenobia's first love. However, this is the first time we're having her on with numerology and not just numerology. So Zenobia, asking you straight off the bat, we're talking compatibility is a number away today. Where did this come from? Numbers with compatibility, and now why suddenly this, are you bringing this to the forefront right now?
I think it's the need of the hour, Nilu. We've been cooped up in our houses within the four walls, and all the compatibility that we believed we had has gone for a toss.
Zero.
We've seen it, whether it's with your, like I thought, wow, me and my son, thriving relationship, course, we had loggerheads every other day. All right. So yes, time to sort of do the check on compatibility, and just sort of to open this up a little bit more. Compatibility is within ourselves. All right. So for example, I can be compatible with my mobile number, and I can be compatible with my, say, partner, spouse, mother, parent, child, sibling, everybody, or my sort of the work that I do. So like Zenith numero matches me, and there we're compatible. All right. So everything like that, there is one word, if you see the common factor, as it were, is compatibility. So why that's why let's bring it to the forefront, because I think more than ever, relationships have built also, but as many have sort of somewhere also realized that it's a struggle keeping things together. So if that little help came your way in these times to find out what is those, those gray areas we could fill and work upon, I think we'll be good to go. And hence such sort of emphatic focus on the word compatibility.
Fantastic. Traditionally, Zenobia, the moment the word compatibility comes up, one is just basically thinking romantic relationship.
Yes.
Okay? Boyfriend, and wife, whatever. But
Correct.
as you just mentioned, we've been in lockdown. So today, are we talking only about like a man-woman, woman-man relationship and how numbers affect its compatibility, or is it an open playing field?
It's an open playing field, and I tell you where it began for me today. Okay, where the first sort of numbers for the day came in. I got the Mystic Lotus ID. Okay, the Zoom ID. What's the first thing I did? I sort of went through the series of numbers. I said, is this compatible? I mean, it gets into you so much, all right? And lo and behold, Amrish knows I have this fascination for 1 and 3 because I carry those numbers in my chart. It was a 3 and I couldn't be happier. 3 is a number of expression, so hopefully it'll egg me on. And I said, okay, this meeting is going to be good. So numbers work at so many different levels. And yes, therefore it's an open playing field for sure. Not just husband, not just partner, definitely not.
Fantastic. And I do want to get to that very quickly. Just before that, a few days back we were having this very interesting, just like that conversation about
Yes.
women and surnames and
Right.
changing surnames after marriage, how different women view it differently. Some people take it on very peacefully, no worries, what's the problem? Some are forced to do it, but they don't have a choice, so they do
Right.
it.
Right.
If they don't really want to, but they don't know how to say no, so they don't. And then there are some who are like, no, my identity gets affected, etc. We had this huge conversation around it, and uh, next thing I knew, we were talking about something else connected to it. So with that in context, please, share with all the lovely ladies here
Absolutely.
about this entire thing, about your surname change and how, and where it fits into this entire compatibility
Sure.
situation, especially with numbers.
Sure. So it's like this, Neelu. This actually conversation sprung up from sort of an example that I had just in the past 10 days. That's why I had mentioned it at that time. A girl was going through a severe sort of situation wherein she messaged me saying she's really anxious, can't get her work done. And just by chance, when she sent in her name, I know her surname. Like I know the family she's married into, but what she sent me didn't have that particular surname. So I, in my mind, was thinking, Patani kyun, why she's not brought in that, the husband side of the name. Because basically, wherever a name is involved, just remember it translates into being a toolkit. All right. Names at all levels are toolkits for different talents and abilities. Okay. Of course, whether it works for you or not, that is the numerologist's job. So when I went into her chart, just imagine with the husband's name added, it was a superb chart. Yeah. Perfect chart, limelight chart. She could be an achiever at all levels. But with doing this, like wherein she's not taken on the husband's name, she's just, I'm not saying she's she won't succeed, but she's invoked more trouble for herself. She's going to go through this roller coaster from time to time. And if we could make a change there, make her understand what it was about, why not, is, sort of the immediate thought that I had when I looked into her chart. So there are these kind of things. It has to be opined. We have to gauge whether to change or not to change. And there is somebody over here itself who will come up in just a bit and tell us how for her changing her name completely didn't work in her favor. She was like at marriage made to force, not force, but yeah, literally speaking, forcefully change her name. She became something like A went to Z. Okay. So she's going to talk about it in just a bit when we call her on. And
Fantastic.
tell us a little bit about her experience with how, what I told her one day sort of made so much sense to her like that.
Yes, absolutely want to hear from her. Is this Vinita by any chance,
Yes,
Zenobia?
yes, yes. It's
Okay,
Vinita and she's waiting. She's the one who was trying to keep her doggy away, bichara, from the last 3 hours.
Oh, okay. And I've just asked to unmute you, Vinita. Hey,
Hi.
hi.
Hi, Nilu. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing this
Can you hear
lovely?
me?
Yes, yes, can hear
Oh,
you.
lovely. You're looking lovely. And so is Zinu. Zinu, that's for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you.
So,
Okay.
Vinita, tell us about this. Zenobia just told us about an experience you've had, so we want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I need to go into a little bit of my past actually for this. So I'm going through a divorce for like the last 8-9 years. Okay. And now our community, hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes,
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 very
yes.
much.
I tell you if
Okay.
we can't. Yeah, we can.
All right. So I am a Sindhi, and our particular sub community in the Sindhis, we even changed the girl's first name. My name is actually Vinita before I married. Okay, and then when I got married, they insisted I change not only my surname but even my name. That was something that came as a real shocker to me, and it was very painful. I couldn't identify with my name, so my name was from Vinita. They changed my name to Kajal, and from Vinita Matrani I became Kajal Ahuja. Something I still do not resonate with, never resonated. And sadly, well, you could say whatever, it's a twist of fate. It's still on my marriage dissolved completely. I can do that. But I went through, it was a very
So,
abusive marriage. And when I came out of the marriage, I don't know how, I just touched base with Zenobia. How it happened, I do not recall. But Zenobia was into numerology at that point of time, and I did not know that. And I think my WhatsApp status or something had the name Kajal. I do not remember exactly how, Kajal Ahuja. And she said, Vinita, who's this Kajal Ahuja? Whose phone are you using? Whose number is this? I said, no, and
are
with
we,
you, it doesn't
Yeah.
even
Nilu,
resonate
are
with
we
you.
losing her in bits? Sorry.
Voice is dragging in little bits, but the word is catching on again. So, Vinita, just take a beat and just continue from where you were at. You
Okay.
met Zenobia
So
and she
where
saw
did you hear?
Kajal. She saw Kajal
Right.
and asked you whose phone are you using? Who is this
Yeah,
Kajal
yeah.
Ahuja? Right. Right.
So then I told her that this was how the scene is, and that I had to change my name, and I never identified with this name from day one and all. And she said, no, it doesn't even feel in my head. And she just told me, Neelu, one beautiful thing she told me. I mean, I'll just do a name, this thing, numerology check for you with your chart and with everything and my spelling. And she gave me a beautiful name writing meditation. And the best thing was, she told me, your name Vinita Matrani is the one that's going to bring you success, bring you a lot of abundance, because the V, the way it is shaped, the V, it's got that receiving thing. And she gave me a beautiful like write it down, beautiful handwriting with your name, Vinita Matrani. I can't tell you how relieved I was. And I got my identity back. I had walked out of my marriage. I was totally lost. I was totally depressed. I didn't know where to go. Just using my name again and writing it, that whole exercise, writing with beautiful golden pen and doing it 21 times every day, that brought back I started feeling in touch with myself again. I remember telling Zenobia, you've literally given me my identity back. Until today, I introduce myself as Vinita Matrani, Kajal Ahuja, only for the documents. That too till I sign my divorce decree, and then I'm back to Vinita
Right.
Matrani.
It's
Hello?
quite a happy moment actually.
Yeah, you're here. We can hear you. Your voice did drag, I think, a little bit here and
Little bit.
there, but
Maybe the
the
network,
crux
I'm
of what you
sorry.
were saying did, yeah. No worries. The crux of what you were saying did not get missed. The fact that this entire thing happened with you, your name was forcefully changed. Everything was nothing was going well. You met Zenobia. She did a check, and you went back to your actual name, Benita Matrani,
Matrani.
and it's
Matrani.
been just
That's right.
upwards and onwards since then, right? So superb.
That's what, yeah.
Because Nilu, I just
Yeah.
told her
And can
one
I say
thing.
something?
Yes, please
Go
finish,
ahead. Go
complete
ahead.
what you were saying. Complete.
Okay, we've lost Benita on video.
We
Hello?
have, but we can hear her sound, I think, huh?
Yes, there
Vinita,
you
just
are.
say what you were
Hello?
saying. Say what you were saying.
Yeah. So I want to say something particularly. I also, because my son is with me. Okay, he came with me, and I even since she did this for me, I asked her if she could do a numerological touch for my son as well, the spelling. And she gave me a little alteration to do with that, and I had it was to be written in green pen. I'm not what has to be done. The advice that she gives is that you don't have to change your name on official records and all that. It's very simple, it's very beautiful. It's just about the energy you give by feeling that name and by energizing that name every time. So what I'm coming back to is and ever since I did that spell,
The spell change.
telling that this is much better. Coming to scenario that the PTSD that we were going through, we had a lot of baggage. Things did start getting much smoother, and we were a little more, at least we would listen to each other. We were a little more compatible with each other, and it's been just an upward swing from there on. It's been really good. And I have nobody but Zenobia to thank for, because I am going to reiterate this, she gave me back my name, my identity, which was lost under Kajal Ahuja. The biggest gift.
How sweet. That is, how sweet.
Zinu, love you.
I'm so glad that you could sort of get back and get that strength of, personal power and
Absolutely.
go on. Because we always face the odds no matter what, but to walk that path, you need like a strong partner in that sense. So the name helps there. Yeah. So thank you for sharing, and sharing so candidly. It's never easy to share these things. Thank you.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Thank you, Vinita. Thank you for coming on. And as Zenobia said, to share certain intimate details of your life, so that everybody gets to know about the power of something, that itself takes a lot of strength. So more power to you, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Neelu. Thank you, Zinu. Thank you, Deepali. Thank you, everybody who's wished me on the chat. Thank you. God bless.
God bless. You are powerful. God bless you. So that again is very emotional, yeah? That's a very, very emotional story. Yes.
I can imagine.
Because I still remember asking her one day, I said, you lived like a princess when you were Vinita. Do you remember that? And she said, yes, I do. And I want some of that, magic back in my life. I said, use your old name. Even before I went to her chart and technically did the check, I said, go back to your sort of original name. And sort of everything began from there. So I'm happy.
Superb. In fact, I have lots of questions for you, but before I can get in line, we have questions popping up here immediately.
Okay.
And so this is, Monica has written in actually while she was listening to Vinita. She wrote in saying, I have a question. If a woman has two names, like before and after marriage, how Vinita had to do it, do such women live two destinies? It's an interesting question, Zenobia. So, we're talking names, compatibility, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Zenobia, compatibility is not necessarily just with another person. Your name is a lot for you.
Correct.
First, compatibility has to be with you.
Very true. Very true. Absolutely.
Do women who have to do this, do they live two separate destinies?
See, destiny is something, Neelu, this could be just my interpretation, all right? I just feel the stage is set. And the destiny is largely sort of coming in from your date of birth. So no matter what, it's the snapshot of the skies at the moment you were born. And that comes in from where? That comes in, like we set up an astrology chart, for example, irrespective of what name the person uses. All right. So just that alone will say, okay, this person's money will come from here, or say his marriage, perhaps maybe like there might be multiple relationships or things like that. What will be like sort of good and what will be bad for that person. So the large pocketing is done there. All right. So I don't know about the two destinies, but you see massive shifts because, like I said, what is the name? Name is nothing but a toolkit. It's your talents and abilities. Yeah. Okay. Let's make this a little sort of easier to absorb. For example, I have a life path, okay? That's my full date of birth translated into numbers. So my personal mission is somewhere to sort of be a guiding light in whatever. So I suppose I have to share what I know. I have to sort of stand in there, hang in for myself. Self-determination, independence is the call of my lifetime. Now I need a happy helper. And my happy helper is the three that permeates from my full name. All right? So all the work that I do, whether it's the education, the motivation, the humor, all of it on a daily basis comes from that three. It's as simple. So there, with these two numbers sort of compatible, I'm already on sort of the lucky side of life. All right? Don't struggle that much. That I was very happy actually when I found out. I said, wow, kuch to sahi hai. Matlab, when I was learning numerology, I said, wow, these two are a sort of good companions to each other. So yeah, it works like that. So about the two destinies bit nahi, because like I said, the stage is set. But yes, and Neelu, you'll be surprised in today's times, I've seen people, and that I find a little too much perhaps, but people will also go with the need of the hour. So literally speaking, for on Facebook for 3 years, I'll see a particular spelling, and then my desire has changed for more money, and I have 2 I's and 2 E's more in my name. Okay, so all I'm trying to say is this happens in today's time. It does happen, like it or not. So people are into changing the spelling of their names.
Fantastic. And there are lots of questions coming in particular relevance to my name is this and my husband's name is this. And there's people, we will get to this because you need to hear a little bit of what Zenobia has to share about this entire compatibility thing. And then your questions will come into place and play, and we'll have, you'll have a better understanding of this entire thing. I actually wanted to ask you, Zenobia, like you said, it's an open playing field,
yes,
right? Compatibility with anything. So tell us a few. What I mean, so I'm off the top of my head thinking, sister, brother, mother, father, child.
Absolutely.
And is that it? Is just like family and that's it?
Why friends? Friends. Okay, like there's one friend smiling very broadly. I can see her, Seema Chaudhary, who's going to come in later and talk about how she uses numbers in every part of her life. So friends, co-workers. So for example, I think I told you this morning. So there was one carpenter who was working very earnestly in my house one day. Okay, he was going, bichara itna hard work kar raha tha, and he was very focused and determined. So the family knows I'm little nuts, slightly nuts when it comes to numbers. So I prod them and I'll say, okay, now in this guy's chart, there is an 8. So they're looking at me, but obviously it doesn't mean anything to them, but I will say it still because I have to make a point, right? So I'm so smart. All right. So then I asked that guy, I said, what is your date of birth? And he says 17. I said, see, there I told you he has an 8 in his chart. So these kind of things, and they happen on a regular basis where you're checking somebody's solar, somebody's life path and wanting to know. And invariably, when you get a hang of numbers, you're on the right path. You will sort of pick it up correctly.
Fantastic. So only with people, Zenobia, can you actually do like a compatibility with your pet?
I actually tried this, Neelu. I'll be very honest. The moment I said, okay, Neelu's pet is DJ. Okay, now I'll tell you, for example, okay, DJ is 5 by numbers. Okay, so he's this effervescent sort of kind. He's like given to movement. All right. He doesn't like being put in one place and perhaps locked up. That kind of thing is just a very natural thing. And tell me whether sort of I'm somewhere correct about DJ. All right. So these kind of little things. And see, what was I trying to do, Neelu? The whole purpose being I was trying to see whether your heart's desire and DJ's heart's desire matches. That was the whole purpose of this exercise. But for that, we need vowels in the name. So with DJ, I couldn't find them. There were no vowels. So I said, chalo, iska pura naam hi le lete hain, and let's see, okay, it was a 5 like that.
You just mentioned heart's desire. What is that, Zenobia? What is it? One word you like suddenly thrown in the middle of conversation. What is heart's desire?
Okay, so see, now just to take this a little further, some people might know numbers here, some may not. So just to make it clear, heart's desire, I found the name very intriguing. I thought most women will want to know whether their heart's desire matches the husband's heart's desire, and hence picked up this term. So this is basically nothing but a number which indicates the inner motivations of a person. All right. So what is he at a deeper level comes across through what is called the heart's desire. Some people might know this number as the soul's urge. All right. So again, meaning quite the same. What is it that this person wants at a deeper level? All right. What are his inner motivations around? So that, and of course, we see whether there's a match between the sort of A and B. So 2 friends, hubby and wife, things like that, and see what comes through. And of course, everybody's going to get a peek into that because we're going to sort of allow people to do that for themselves and one partner. So they'll get a sort of feeling of that right now, right here.
Fantastic. So should we do that? Because, okay, first let me understand. So heart's desire is obviously very definitely a huge part of the compatibility between A and B. Could be anything, anyone.
Yeah, right? It could be a tangible, non-tangible person or otherwise. All right.
Right. So, for example, your mobile number, bank account number, you can check compatibility there also?
Yes, why not? Absolutely so.
Oh, fantastic.
100%. Why not?
Cannot wait.
You know, only thing is, Neelu, what you've probably heard people ask very often is they'll say, okay, tell me my lucky numbers. But when you say lucky, classically, what are you checking for? Whether something is compatible. So there is another story here. For a few seconds, hear me out. It's quite an interesting story. So like I told you about my 3, Jagrut, all right, at the name. And then one day, many years into sort of doing this work, into this occult work, which is now 8-9 years strong, I had changed my number, all right, just around the time that all of this work started, which is a good 8 years, but never really sat down and checked the number, the total from my mobile, all right. So one day I said, chalo, sabko to sikhate rehte, khud bhi dekh lu apne number ka total kya banta hai. You won't believe it. I was so thrilled, Neelu. It's 11. You know the sort of essence of 11. It's a master number, and classically it works in spirituality. Any occult work is sort of the number 11 is working great for you. Plus, it was compatible with my 3. So happiness knew no bounds. So I'm not changing my number in short for a while.
And I cannot wait to actually be able to understand heart's desire number. How do we do this? How do we go about this? Is this something that we can all do for ourselves right now?
We'll all do it. We'll all do it. And once we'll screen share heart's desire wala slide.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Let me just very quickly, Shilpa, our rock star in the background. Shilpa, please, can we have the PPT on, and could it be taken to the heart's desire?
Yeah, to the heart's desire.
Which Zenobia is the third. There it is.
Yeah, this one, right.
Let's calculate for the Obama straight first.
मतलब ये ऐसे किया ना, अभी कोई और सुबह याद नहीं आ रहा था, so I said चलो let's calculate. They're a good couple. So this is just so that we all learn how it's done. So all you have to do is just listen to me 1 minute, and then we'll go to the sort of sheet which will allow you to make the calculations.
Great, all because right? I got my calculator ready.
Okay, so dekho, Neelu, it's a very simple calculation. 1 minute, and it's gone. 1 second, it's come back.
There it is.
Heart's desire, very good. So for everybody who's listening, just understand that you will write the full name of yourself, because I presume you will, one of the people in the compatibility thing will be you, and say a partner or a sibling or parent or whoever else is full name you want to check for, like whether you are compatible at the soul search level. So write down those 2 names. Then what you're going to do is we're going to request Shilpa later, just in few minutes, to bring in the chart that will allow us to find the values of the vowels. All right. So then what you do is, like it's done for Michelle. So I'll just take you through one so it becomes very clear. So for Michelle, if you notice, what are the vowels in her first name? It's 9, which belongs to the I. The value of I is 9. All right. And then there are 2 E's, and E's are always 5. So hence that's how we've arrived at 9 plus 5 plus 5. Okay. And then, of course, from Obama, if you sort of do the translation, and you'll get that slide up just in moments now. Right. O is a 6, A is a 1. All right.
Very, very quick question here, Zenobia, for all of us who are sitting and doing this. Like, so for example, I'm Neelu K. Bhandari, but the K actually stands for Kapoor. So do I write Neelu K. Bhandari or write Neelu Kapoor Bhandari and then do the calculation?
Now, what is it that you use most often, for example?
Like permanent, like Neelu K. Bhandari.
I've seen Neelu K. Bhandari at most times. So you will use or do the soul search on Neelu K. Bhandari. K mein to vowel hi nahi hai. So you will do is essentially the vowels for Neelu and for Bhandari.
Right. Right.
And then see what the summation of it adds up to. Here. Now this chart shows us the evaluations. So everybody will find it very easy to look and do their own sort of
okay, and you know what? While we're doing this, I got to share with you, and I will challenge any woman here to tell me that they've never already made a compatibility report for themselves. And let me tell you why I'm saying this. We have all done this as young girls. I'm forgetting the name of the game. Was it Flash? Was it flush. Sorry, that's Tinpatti.
Flames.
Flames. We've all done it. Yes, you're right, Neelu.
Yeah.
Flames. Yeah.
Lovers, I don't know, marriage, enemy, yes, I don't remember. And I remember there was a lot of cutting over there and counting there also.
We used to put down. I have done it myself, Zenobia and Revel. I can't remember what it translated into, but I have done it for sure. Flames, yes, you're right. Absolutely. So this
we started learning this like at that age, really. Think about this now that way.
Very true. Yeah. So everybody's, yeah. So by the end, you should have at least like, you should have one number for each person, anywhere between 1 and 9. And if you have 11 or 22, final, please leave it at 11, 22. Don't reduce to 2 and 4. So जैसे किसी का 11 आया ना पूरा soul surge में, तो let it be 11 or a 22. Slowly, just do this very slowly, okay?
So we're calculating only the vowels, right?
Only the vowels. The vowels. I've chosen this because it's a comparatively easy calculation. Yeah.
Right.
So nobody should get stuck on it. It's very simple to do this one. Always take the full, bring down the first name to a single digit, bring down the second name to a single digit, and then bring them all together. That will help. Okay. All right. So, Neelu, I'm going to repeat myself because Ricky says how to calculate. Please explain again. All right. So, Ricky, just understand one thing. For example, you're Ricky. So, I'm using your first name. All right. It's very simple. From Ricky, what are the two vowels that project? I and I. So, that makes for an 18. So, your first vowels, from the first name itself, your soul surge is a 9. Now you see for your surname what it is and bring the two together. I hope this helps. Okay, Shwati, great going. I can see what you've put down. Vimla, okay, yes, all right, Vimla, good. You have to sort of,
I also just so happily got involved in that. I actually forgot to look at the chat. Thank you, Zenobia.
No problem. I'm just taking a look because I just want to sort of see which person's name catches my attention to do a sort of compatibility between them and their partner.
Right.
Okay, Arpita says she's a little confused. Arpita, I hope I'm making sense. Take the vowels in your first name and last name, add them up, reduce them down to single digits, all right? And see what presents as the final number.
I also have both the numbers.
Yeah, you have both the numbers. Ruchira, you were able to do this without feeling dehydrated?
I just realized I was talking and I was muted. Yes, I had some water and I got my numbers.
Great. I'm glad because I wanted you to get to these numbers. Yeah. Okay, now so people are putting sort of in there, all right?
Yeah. Like, okay, for example, Zenobia, Preeti is written in that her and her husband same number 33.
Okay.
So does it become 6 and 6?
It becomes 6, yes. Both of them have a 6. Okay.
Okay. All right, so where does this take us?
Okay, now sort of I want to play very fair. So I want you at random to give me anybody at all. I can't see any faces at this point on the screen. Just give me one person who we could have a sort of slight interaction with around this.
Okay, Ami Gandhi.
Okay, Ami Gandhi. So
I'll just 2 and 7.
All right. Okay. So Neelu, if she could tell us who the 2 was, it'll make things simpler for me. Like for example, if she could just put it into the chat.
Why don't we just get her on?
If she could
unmute you.
Neelu, sorry, can I interrupt for a second?
Yes, please.
Ask Zenobia one question.
Please
Does
go
it
ahead.
matter if the woman is 2 and the man is 7, or the woman is 7 and the man is 2?
What will happen won't change, but just for me to explain, like the 2 is the more emotional, the sensitive. So I want to give those qualities to the right person. That's why I want to ask who's the 2 and who's the 7. Okay. All right, that's the only reason.
Okay.
Okay, so Ami is written in Ami and Bhavesh. So Ami is 2 and Bhavesh is 7.
Okay,
Ami, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, correct. Right, husband 7. Okay.
Oh,
Ami is 2, Bhavesh is 7, and this is Gandhi. Ami Gandhi.
all right. Okay. So just to translate what this means by the numbers, if Ami is a 2, and we'll ask her to sort of endorse whether she feels this way. She's an emotional, sensitive soul. All right. She's somebody who more than anything wants peace in her life. She respects relationships. Yeah. She's a sensitive, caring sort. Very often people with 2 in the soul surge are givers, so they can be healers, they can be counselors, they can be occultists of some kind. All right. And sort of the spouse means like there's this one person who's their world. So that could be a parent, a spouse, but like see, देखो क्या होता है ना, 2 is एक हंस का जोड़ा, right? So they need that other to make them feel complete, if I'm making sense. All right, that is the quality of the 2. Like 1, we need just our company boss. That's my son and me. Very happy with ourselves. 2 is not like that. He needs the other. All right, he needs the other. And 7 is somewhere a mystical soul. So at some point he will explore spirituality. He is given to analysis and contemplation. He's an intuitive person by and large. Probably sometimes 7 at any level in the chart can make you a very voracious reader, intelligent, research-oriented. They're the people who ask the whys and the whats of things. Okay? I hope somewhere I'm making sense. Let's ask Ami. Ami's gone very frightfully quiet.
Ami, oh, she's saying very much true.
Ami, is there anything you'd like to say?
Would you like to come on the call, Ami? We're happy to get you unmuted, or you could just type it in. However,
Should I just unmute Ami?
Please.
Yeah, I did actually.
We can sort of somewhere feel.
Yeah. She says it's closed.
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Oh, hey, hi, Ami.
Yeah. Hi. You are very much close and very true. Whatever characters you stated was very much true and
All
close.
Right. See, because what happens, Ami, just understand, we are a composite of our numbers. And this is a number that very often, like when I tell people, they think a little bit and then connect to the soul surge. It's not a very overt number. So my name, you'll see all sort of is written all over me. But what I am at a deeper level, people who know me well will understand. And that's where the soul surge is coming from. All right? But even if like a 60% match is great.
Okay. So I just wanted to know, how is the match and how is the compatibility of 2 and 7?
You tell me. How long have you been married?
It's 12 years.
No, this is it's sort of either or. It's not like somebody thrives on company. It's not. It's a quiet, introverted, like happy in your zone kind of partnership. Like these people will be happy.
Okay.
You will be happy in the company of the spouse. The spouse, remember, needs time out. There are going to be times when he will need his privacy. Abhi to sirf 12 saal hue na. Going forward, he will need his privacy.
Yeah.
All right. So he'll say, okay, this much and no more. I'm going into my room to read a book, and you have to allow him to do that. Yeah, that's important.
Okay. And what about if it is 2 and 2, then?
Sweetie, that means a lot of emotions are flying around. Because how can the same person have 2 soul urges? Acha, okay, this is the kid. This is the kid you're talking about.
Compatible. Yeah.
It just means that both are sort of you're similar in that respect. At a deeper level, both these people are sensitive people. So if you're going to wash your own emotions, you've got to make sure you don't hurt the child also.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to take
Thank
care
you,
of them.
Ami.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Zenobia, it's pouring in the numbers that have come in, because I've spotted this like a bunch of times by now. I'm just picking the first one that I've seen, because a whole bunch of people have written. I am also 3. My husband is also 3. This one I'm just picking up because in this case, Bharti has written she is a 3.
Okay.
And Aditya, her son, is also a 3. Now I know that the equation would be different between compatibility between mother and son and between wife and husband, right?
Okay.
It would be different. Just because it's a 3 doesn't mean the equation remains the same in all relationships, right?
Right.
Okay, so how about mother 3, father,
And
sorry,
Bachcha also
son
3.
3. Yes, so
Okay.
Bharti is 3 and Aditya is also 3.
Okay. So see, Bharti, just understand one thing. 3 is a number blessed by Jupiter. All right. So at a deeper level, both of you are somewhere creative people. All right. Just understand this. It's good going forward to know this about your child. These are people who live in the moment. They're not the best of planners. All right. They're happy go lucky. They're the merry people, happy in the today, not really. But you know about this poem we used to do back in school, The Ant and the Cricket? If you remember that, one was singing the winter away and the other was sort of collecting all the grain. So the 3 is the cricket who was singing while and making merry, and the ant is the number 4. All right. So just to bring home to you that this person will be a happy-go-lucky, just as you are, will be creative somewhere, tap into his or her creativity as a child, and they are not the best at accomplishing tasks. So remember, this child is likely to get distracted somewhere very easily. All right. He'll start something out and then something else might appeal to him and he'll move on to the next best thing. But lovely, sort of curious people to have around you anywhere with the 3 in the chart. They love the good things of life. Extravagant people.
Fantastic. Zenobia, there's been a question.
Okay.
Krish, I think, is asked, so is 22 to be brought down to 4?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
No,
10.
sweetie, no. 22, not 11 and 22 are the only sort of entities you don't bring down to 2 and 4. We sort of look at them as 11 and as 22.
Okay. And there's another question as well about, so what happens with 10, Zenobia? That remains 10?
That becomes a 1. Anything after, yeah.
Okay. So Rupal is a 10, so 1. And her husband is 6.
Okay. So now this is nice. Okay. Rupal is 1. So Rupal somewhere must understand that she's strong on personal needs. Okay. Wherever there's a 1 in the chart, there is, if I may say so myself, you become sort of an epicenter of a lot of things. Okay. So for you, you are important. Let's put it like that. For this person who's the 6 in Soul Urge, he's a nurturer. And the most important thing to this person in their life is family. So Rupal, you are blessed. He's going to take care of you for always. Okay. These are givers. The 6s are greatly, greatly givers, nurturers. And I hope, Rupal, that is true. Because there could be other numbers sometimes playing truant, you know. There's the life path, there's the name, there's lots of play. Nikita okay, Nikita is very happy. She's a 9. She says, wow, I'm a 6. Yes, Nikita, the others in your family will thank you for being a 6.
Fantastic. And Rupal, if you heard that, she's written in absolutely. And so you got that bang on. And look at this, Arpita Bora and her mom, Suhag. Arpita, please correct me if, in case I got your mom's name wrong because or I mispronounced it. Screen's moving very fast. Zenobia, they're both 11.
So okay. So
Mother-daughter.
Mother-daughter, na? So kahin na kahin, like this mother has given, you know, sort of passed on to the child, the daughter, something spiritual is there for sure. Some spiritual inclinations. Okay. So again, like this only, you could be a peacemaker, you could be a counselor, you can be a healer, you could be a doctor. There's lots you could be with 11 somewhere in your chart. These people have come to somewhere make the world a better place. So they should strive in that direction.
And you know why I'm smiling like that? Because she's saying yes, true, spiritual is there. She's actually a voice artist.
There you go. There you go. So something will always flow. And if it's come from mother to daughter, very beautiful.
Fantastic. Zenobia, this is just like a brief, quick thing that you've shown us that we can calculate, and we've just randomly picked up a few just to get an idea. This in major details is part of what is coming up soon in this great offer that you have put together, right?
Yes. Yes.
Superb.
Because when I saw the offer myself, I said, how does this get any better? I mean, I am blown away by the offer. So guys, hang in there for a while longer.
Fantastic. And this is not just like a few people have actually also asked, what is the relevance of each number? Please helping us, Zenobia, because what the feeling I'm getting while just listening to you quickly just put this in, it's not that one is this, two is this, three is this, four is this. When it comes to this kind of this kind of a compatibility thing, there's a lot more that goes into this.
Yes.
It's not just one is A and two is B, so A plus B is C. It's not like that. It's not
so
just that.
I may say this, it's
Yeah.
like there are about a good 8 to 10 levels at which you can check compatibility. What we've just done here is one chotu sort of peek. Okay, this also we can find out. This just means that at a deeper level, do these two people want the same thing? Is it very different? Is it very varied? Is somebody very ambitious and the other one really sort of easygoing? Just to give you a simple example, very simple. Suppose one has a soul's urge, which is an 8, and one is 7. Now, this understand is very contrary. The 7 is looking to somewhere, his spiritual growth. All right, that's what at a deeper level is the most important. The 8 wants pesa. It's all about the money, honey. So they've got very, very divergent points of view. So we just have to allow them or show them the way to accept each other. And that comes through in the compatibility report or package that we're going to sort of bring to people. All those different levels, all the varying understanding, it'll come together beautifully. The rainbow sort of will be put together for the people.
Awesome. Fantastic. So just for right now, Zenobia, is there anything that we could see or do for ourselves and have some kind of understanding with those numbers, say from 1 to 9 or 10 or 11?
Okay. So, okay, yes.
Because everybody wants to know these things and everybody wants to know it like right now. And there's so much in-depth detail and knowledge that goes into this. Obviously, it's not possible to have this like fully out as a conversation because it's a part of something that's made specifically for you. For example, this question's in, does the characteristic of a number, for example, 7, change when it is a life path number and when it is a soul's urge number and
right.
soul's karmic, your heart's desire, basically,
so
right?
Basically, numbers and their connotations don't change, all right?
Okay.
It just, there is a sort of a percentage, like a hierarchy of the numbers that will impact you the most. So if I'm a 1 in life path, that's my most heavy duty number. All right. And thereafter, the others will follow, but make smaller impacts. That is the way it works. All right. So for example, the first will be my life's path, then will be my name, then will be the soul's urge, then my little birthday, and all will form somewhere a composite. So the basic characteristics of a 1 will always be somewhere. What is 1? He's like center of his world. All right. It's about independence, walking the path on your own. So yes, you're welcome. If this comes from Mystic Lotus to everyone. Okay, great.
Yes,
I was wondering whether I was reading correctly, because it's
you read it right. You read it right. You read that absolutely right. So, okay, has anybody been through this with you? Have they experienced this process that you've done for them and gotten in and some kind of in-depth understanding with this? And before we actually get them on Zenobia, is there a next level of something that we could experience right here, right now?
We could experience something a little bit sort of going forward in our journey. There's one more thing we could quickly experience, Nilu, for everybody.
Yes.
It's called a personal year cycle. Again, a very, very, nothing to worry. It's very simple, Ruchira, to do the calculation. Extremely simple. And what will happen there is I'll quickly take you through the 1 to 9, so everybody will sort of get a little understanding of the characteristics of numbers from 1 to 9. So then even then you can use it at your soul's urge level also to understand things. Yeah. So let's do this. 1 second. Yes, this is what it is. So just to make my point here, there is no alphabet, no nothing. What you need over here require is your month, all right, the month you were born in and the date you were born on. Now, just if you were born the month of November, remember that 11, as I have shown over here on the slide, will remain 11. And if you were born on a day 22, let it be 22. Don't reduce it down to 2 and 4. Okay? And to that, you will add the energy of this current year, which is a 4. Really simple calculation. And you should arrive at a number somewhere between 1 to 9. Okay, now here, if you come to 11 or a 22, please reduce it to a 2 and 4. Just becomes simpler to understand.
So I had an 11 before adding it to the 4. Do I reduce it to a 2 or do I add 4
No,
to 11?
yours will be, it'll be 11 plus a 4, which is 15, and a 6. And sort of, I remember from your chart, which I done early in the year, that it's a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even my heart's desire was a 6. Even this is a 6. The 6 is like all over the place for me.
So some heart's desire will come true this year, Neelu, for you.
Yes.
Yeah, they say when some important opportune number presents in our personal year cycle, that happens to sort of fragment something for us, bring something to light like that.
Zenobia, I got a 2.
Okay, so you shall know very soon what that is all about. All right. Yeah, so everybody has to just make sure it's somewhere between 1 and 9. All right.
Shall we just repeat the process for everyone once more?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it once. I'll say this one more time. See, this is very simple. I'll go with my calculation. It's really easy. I'm born 1st of March. All right. So 1st, so is a 1. March is a month 3, so that's a 4. Okay. And I add another 4 for the year, which makes it a personal year 8th cycle. Does that help, guys? I hope so. ठीक है? सबका मतलब everybody should have a personal year sort of in hand to know how to tackle the rest of 2020.
Right, like Dr. Meghna's written 1, Nikita's written 9, Hina's written 7. What if the date is 2 digits? Tejal's asking, you reduce it, right?
Sorry, what
if the date is 2 digits? You reduce it.
Yes, you reduce it. Only should it be 11 or 22, keep it intact. So suppose you're born on the 11th of a particular month, or you're born on a day 22nd, then don't reduce it. Yes, somebody's saying, can you tell the characters, which we will sort of bring in.
So Zenobia, if it's, like you said, November 11.
Yes.
So let's say it's, so minus 15th October.
Okay. So 15.
1 plus 5 or it's 15 plus 10?
No, sweetie, it's 15 will become 6. October will become 1. All right.
Okay.
So that's 6 plus 1, 7, and therefore it's 11, and hence reduces to a 2.
Okay.
So basically, it's like your spirituality is upping this year. Somewhere it's going to sort of make its mark. Because it's coming, the 2 is coming in from 11, hence I say this.
Okay.
Just talking about it in a minute. Okay? Neelu, you indicate to me when I should start rattling off about...
Please start. There's Guru who's written in 5. Okay, Vinita's asked that after adding it fully, if it comes to 11, you reduce it to 2 basically. That time you reduce it to 2.
Just hold it in your head that my 2 is coming from 11, because it's a little bit of a cinema scope time. You know, it's something big possibilities are big this year.
Right.
Okay. 1st March born. Yes, if he's 1st March born, he's a PY8 for sure. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. So that's the number 1. Whenever a personal year dawns, it's literally time for a new journey. All right. So something, like it or not, will come to you as a new opportunity. It might be something as simple as you go looking for a new home. You know, somebody might decide to sort of, you're seeing somebody, they might decide to wed, take it forward, formalize. But it's initiation, if I might give you one word for it. Initiation is what happens in a PY1 cycle. All things fresh, all things new. That's how you look at the PY1. Okay? Now let's get to the 2. Ruchira. The 2 is not as, you know, sort of, it's not, 1 was dynamic. 2 is more about waiting things out. All right? So the keynote over here is patience. Okay. Things will happen and come together slowly, but surely. All right? It's not like, you know, it's not a time to stoke the fires, literally speaking. It's time to sort of be easygoing and a little laid back if you can, and just say, okay, time will take care of it. The storm clouds will pass. So literally somewhere the universe trying to teach you patience. Okay? But because yours comes from 11, there is always some sort of connect with spirituality. So your basically what is happening is sensitivity is growing, all right? And it is up to you how to harness it. So you have to keep the emotions largely in check in a 2 year, all right? Just remember the 1 is ruled by the sun, and hence the 2, not hence, 2 is ruled by the moon. The cycle per se is ruled by the moon. So you have to watch for those emotional balances. Do something that grounds you, anchors you, heals you. Great time for healing. 11 PY. All right, and Ruchira is smiling. Ruchira, the journey is started. Nice and strong. All right.
Thanks.
Zenobia, before you continue, sorry, very quickly, there's still these questions coming in. Hi,
Sorry.
everyone, just reduce the digits, okay, completely. If it's a 22 at the end, make it 4. If it's 11 at the end,
Yes.
make it 2. If it's 33, make it 6.
6. It will always single digit for the personal year cycle.
yeah.
And I'm particularly not looking at that too much right now, not to sort of
Yeah.
take away from what I'm saying.
Right. Please go
All
ahead.
right. Then let's go to the number 3. Now, it's the, sort of, it's like just have in your mind's eye. Now you have the man in the form of the 1, you have the lady in the form of the 2. So, I mean, what is likely to come in next? At number 3, it's like children's time. It's a curious time. It's an exciting time. It's time to create something. It's time to celebrate something. That's the PY3 cycle. All right. So, Ritia, that will be for you next year. Coming 21, it'll be your 3 cycle. All right. So, it'll keep changing like that. Nilu's will be a 7 then. Okay. So, the 3 is classically about creativity. All right. It's about celebrations. It's like you could be doing all that you do in your life, but make time for friends. Meet up with old friends. Have a good time. Something, because 3 is the Jupiter blessed number. It tells you to have fun. All right. Remain childlike. That's the qualities associated with 3. Expansion. That's what 3 is saying. Okay. So if you have a man, woman, and child, what do they go looking for? They need a home, right, Nilu? They need shelter. That's the number 4. Okay. So 4 then, guys, is all about goals, setting goals for yourself and working towards those goals. So you work hard to get to where you want to be. All right. And sort of if you work hard and remain focused, there's no way you're not going to make it. Ho gaya 4, ghar mil gaya, sare ghar pe baith gaye, enjoy kiya. Now you've had too much of each other. Imagine what is happening to all of us in this 4 cycle, boss. We're dying to go out, is it not? We're missing those little outings. We sort of want to go out, go see a movie, go meet friends, something like that. So that number, and hopefully so it will happen, dawn. Change is the order of the number 5. It's the number that brings change, that brings variety, adaptability, progress, all of that. And somewhere, if you notice, it's midpoint. We've sort of done half the cycle when you're at 5, between 1 and 9. Yeah. So if there's something that's not working for you, change it. Be it your car. I don't want to go down any other and take names. What all you can change in a 5 personal year, but it is the time of change. Yeah. So if something's not working, time to change. And also I have seen that the changes naturally that will come to you in a 5 cycle, you have to adapt to those. They might make you uncomfortable sometimes, but in the long run, it'll be super if you can somewhere sort of accept that. So it's all about journeying, all about adventure, all about travel in a personal year of 5. Okay. Then, of course, so you've gone out, you've traveled, you've seen the world, and what happens then? You want to come back to your cozy den, and that's the number 6. All right, it's all about, yes, Neelu. So it's all about coming home and cooking the food and doing the cleaning and looking after DJ and all of that. All right, that's the PY6. It's love and family, you see. So your emotions and all of that is very interwoven. So largely keynotes for the 6 are balance and commitment, taking onus, taking responsibility. That's classically the 6 personal year. Or what you should, sort of your attitude in a 6 personal year. Okay, so we've had the cookies, we've enjoyed the doggies ka company, ab kya kare? Now we are moving towards sort of, we realize, don't we, in sometimes that you need a little something else in your life apart from everything that there is. You need to be a little inward, you need to grow, you need to mature, you need to think a little bit about things, and that's your quiet seventh personal year cycle. It's invariably the time when you won't want to go out much, but a lot of inner fertility will develop. A lot of inside work is happening in a seventh cycle. I still remember somebody's reading I'd done at the beginning of the PY7 told her all of this, and she said one day she called me up from the south and said, I feel like giving away all my Kanjivaram saris. I said, see, I told you, the material aspects won't sort of get you this year. It's something completely different that will, that will not appeal to you. So 7 is that kind of introvert time. Okay. I realized in my PY7, I went berserk about plants for some reason. I needed to sort of ground myself because it's mostly happening here in a PY7. So you need to do something with your hands to somewhere ground yourself. So I was sort of, everybody was like, enough, ab thoda bahut ho raha hai, stop. And then we get to the 8. Okay. Now see, we've already been through 7. All right. So we've sown so much in those 7 years. Time for harvesting in the 8th cycle. Okay. And Neelu, to put it across very strongly, second Tele Summit in the PY8 in a period of less than 3 months. So that sums it up. All right. Yeah. So this is just, see, I've been working. Yeah. But this year is perhaps, the focus is this bigger audience, want to talk to more people. That's time to somewhere PY8 is a material, call it a material time, call it time for abundance, growth, harvest, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Money does become important in this cycle, but you work towards the money. Yeah. You work, you make the efforts, you stay determined. Keep your willpower strong in a 8 sort of cycle. Willpower is very important, determination. And don't get too rigid. Yeah. Because if you have too much rigidity, there's rigidity in my knees currently. Yes. Because, sometimes you can get very, very sort of highly strung about things. Okay. So Renu says not getting ma'am. Now, I don't know, Neelu, sorry, but I don't know whether she's not getting the calculation or not getting what I'm saying.
We'll check in with her. Why don't you continue? Renu, if you missed anything, it'll all be in the call replay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I forgot that. All right. So let's get to 9 because somebody here has something interesting to tell us about the PY9 soon. So let's finish it off. Okay, so we've harvested. All right. Now in 9, you are supposed to reevaluate what happened all through this cycle and clean the clutter. All right. Therefore, is it sort of easy to let go and release? Not always. Okay. It takes a lot of effort to let go, to be tolerant of. And that's what you're largely doing in a 9 personal year cycle. And mine awaits in 21. So the way forward is let go. Just what happened, just forgive and move on. That's classically the 9. Just remove what all, how we do Diwali ka safai in our homes.
Right.
We take away all that is not required. Yeah. And we give away what is sort of messing things up for us. That's your 9 personal year cycle. That's the way it is.
Fantastic. And you know what, Zenobia, before I continue, just a quick check. Is my voice okay?
Yes, for me, thankfully, it's been wonderful, Neelu.
Okay. And if I could just get a quick yes from everybody else, because I had to swap my earphones. The other one suddenly started blinking. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your yeses. Thank you for it's fine.
Yes,
superb.
Everybody says fine.
Yes. This is going off very nicely. Thank you so much. And Zenobia, you mentioned earlier with the question that had come up that fundamentally numbers are basically the same. So in your explaining of the personal year number right now, I think a lot of the people who were asking about the heart's desire, something would have connected somewhere for them with that also, right?
That is exactly the reason I brought this up. So somewhere you can connect with a number quality. For that lady, for example, who had the 2 and the 7, she knows some quality we attribute to the 2, some quality we attribute to the 7 now, like that.
Right. Absolutely. And I just want to bring home the fact here, Zenobia, for everybody listening in, that what we are seeing here right now, what we're just quickly calculating and getting a small overview, like bird's eye view on what a certain number. There is a lot of work that actually goes on in the background, and it's not just 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. You are done. It's not just that, it's so much more. This, all of this right now is so, it's for us to like have a little fun with numbers,
Yes.
to get a glimpse of what is going in and what's coming up right now for you. And Zenobia, you were mentioning that somebody is on with us right now who actually has something to say about this, about having gotten this stuff done with you. Would that be Simon by any chance?
Yes,
Or
Simon will share
Okay.
her experience about what I told her for the personal year 9 cycle and how
Right.
she lived through it. Yes.
Okay, I've asked Simon to. Do we need to? Should we keep this on, Zenobia? Should we keep the
Completely.
PPT on?
It can be on, it can be off, because sort of we're done with the calculations. So.
Okay, but before we take it off, can I just quickly ask for the last screen to be shown once?
Yes, please do the honors.
Yeah, it's just the last screen, okay, which is actually like a small thank you thing, which because I saw it, Zenobia. Thank you for this, but I have to know what is that face at the bottom.
Okay. So now this is my dear son at work who does help me with, because of my, challenges with technology in putting this thing together. And he says, "Aap itna jab bolte ho, to it must be, finally, like it must be all dhua must be coming out of the ears." So there's that man there and saying, "Okay, thank you. You've had enough of my mum."
Well, please.
And I hope the people at the other end are not feeling somewhat like this right now. Really,
No.
truly.
Not at all. I can't stop laughing. So Simon's here. Simon, please come on, because I'm going to take 30 seconds of laughter more right now.
Yeah, there is that's typically Zishan. Yes.
This is literally like enough.
Yeah, like bahut ho gaya, bas karo.
So Simon is here. Hi, Simon.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful lady.
I'll keep my video off so that I don't lose bandwidth.
ठीक है.
So guys, just hear me out. I'm so thrilled to share this experience, and I hope that everyone connects to the power of numbers through my lived example. So 2 years ago, I was in personal year 9. It was the worst phase of my life in a long time. So personally, relationships were going for a complete toss. Some endings were very painful, but now in perspective, I know why they ended, and I'm very glad that they did. But they were very painful. Professionally, there were challenges everywhere. I am a total achiever, but everything had slowed down. There were crazy blocks. Everything was slowing down. Health-wise, physical health was deteriorating, and doctors were amazed that generic medicines were not working or taking too long, or they were slow to show the slightest effect. Mentally, I was slipping into an all-time low. I mean, just slipping and slipping. I happen to be Zeno's numerology and Lenormand student. So I spoke to her at length, and she pointed out that I was in PY9, personal year 9. She did not give me any changes in my spelling or anything of that sort, but she gave me advice. And it was that advice that helped me live. She advised me to hold on, just hold on. She motivated me to hang in there. And she told me, Simon, you will have to live it out, live it every single day. Every day was a new drama on all fronts. So as I said, personally, professionally, health wise, every day was a drama. And it wasn't just one drama, it was an amalgamation of dramas happening in bold and capitals. Honestly, I would have gone into severe depression, but it was only cause of Zenobia and that advice to hold on and live it, and live that year and each day as it comes. So the interesting bit is that as soon as I completed my PY9 and I entered PY1, so this happened on 7th of January. My mum had entered PY8. So on 2nd January, she got her share of inheritance, which was pending for a full year, probably because she was in PY7. And as soon as she got it on 2nd Jan, she gave me 40% of her inheritance on 7th of Jan.
and I began to live my PY1. And then I was on a roll for the year. Thanks a ton, Zeno. Love you tons. And thank you, Mystic, for this opportunity to share my experience. Thank you so much, Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies.
Thank you, Simon.
Simon,
Zenobia, you were saying something?
totally enjoyable to listen in to you, Simon. You're such a, Simon comes like she has a host of, she's a college professor herself and makes the time for great occult work. So she's a very accomplished lady, and for her to say this and connect so strongly with the numbers makes me very happy. And you know what I noted, Neelu, when she said about her mom's PY8. So her mom was able to make that harvest, and it came to Simon in a PY1. And I think that kind of tells you so much about the power of numbers. Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
Simon, I'm hoping for some such thing happening. So all of 9 PY now, I shall be dreaming of that inheritance when the PY1 comes along. What shall I reap?
Right. Thank you, Simon, for coming in, and thank you so much for sharing that. Because funnily enough, the chats have gone up. You know, when she was talking, Zenobia, Nikita wrote in about, I'm in a 9 and I don't know what to do. I'm trying to clean up the mess. So, Nikita, I hope you heard what Simon said, and that helped you somewhere. And for sure, I do think and I do believe that you should get in touch with Zenobia. We have some amazing things coming up for you, Zenobia. So all this that we've just done, little calculations, we've gotten a glimpse into this and a glimpse into that. All of this is a part of a compatibility setup between A and B.
Yeah, between any A and B, yes, as in 2 people.
And I'm saying A and B because, like we said, there is no, it's an open playing field. It could be you with your husband, you with your boyfriend, you with your parents, your children, your dog, your bank account number, whatever it is. It's all out there for you. So I actually, okay, you know what? Because it's on numbers, I will make it 1 and 2. So compatibility between 1 and 2. So that was amazing, first of all, to listen to. And again, like I asked, because, excuse me, all of this comes into play when 2 things are looking at being compatible with each other, right?
Yes, absolutely. All of this. So there's, like I said, it's several levels that we go through when we will sort of do the compatibility for 2 people. And that's the exciting bit, isn't it?
Yes, and we are going to bring that up because I think I just saw somebody say, enjoyed the talk. Listen, hang on, don't leave that. The best part is still coming. This is still going on for a little while longer.
Neelu, sorry, can I intervene?
Yes, please.
If somebody's written in to say it's eerie and amazing at the same time, how life equals to numbers. I'm totally living it up in my PY5. So because it's a time for change, you just sort of adorn new garments in the PY5. And you say, okay, life, take me where you need me to go.
Fantastic. You know, the first day, Zenobia, we had Vidya Balan on the call, and she just recently essayed the role of Shakuntala Devi.
Yes, I've seen the film.
Shakuntala Devi this is her code where, and I'm quoting it, she says, numbers have life. They're not just symbols on paper. And I think you've just gotten a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
They have life. They
have life. They do. Based on what Simon told us as well. Yeah, they do have life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And weirdly enough, because this thing popped up for me, so I immediately wrote it down to make sure that I mentioned it here. And I was thinking, how do I even connect this? Where do I bring this in? And I realized that this is actually the best place to do this because somebody has said that numbers, this year has been very uncertain for all of us, right? All of us are going through uncertainty. We don't know what's going on. So Andy Rooney has said that numbers are the most certain things we have.
Wow. So beautiful.
So, and really I'm just surprised. And I actually came across this 2 days back. And it was on my head since then. How is it? Why is it? And every time you talk about numbers, Zenobia, it's just so much amazing fun. And the fact that we're here, weirdly enough, nobody's asked any questions on compatibility separately, specifically, because you've done such a fab job of just giving us a glimpse of what goes into a compatibility situation. So Zenobia, for everybody to know, what is it that they can do to find out about their compatibility
To me,
between 1 and 2?
come to me, make use of this package that will come up and be available, I think, for the next 24 hours. So, like I said, it's like mind blowing, okay, the offer. So I think, guys, you must. Is it now the time to sort of talk about it, or we wait a while more?
I'm just having a quick look at if
Please,
any
please,
other
please.
questions have come in. I think somebody said I missed 1 and 2. Please tell me. If you're referring to me using 1 and 2, I'm using it in reference to compatibility between
Some more.
A and B. I just converted it into 1 and 2 because we're on a number call. So I hope that helps. And if you're actually referring to personal year 1 and personal year 2, that is definitely going to be available for you in the call replay. And I'm also I'm just doing a quick scroll through down again.
And I can see someone asking if I teach this subject. Yes, with the biggest glee and joy of my life. Sorry, that I couldn't resist.
Right.
Seema says something. Thank you,
Yeah.
Seema.
Dolly, the question that you set up here about there being concerns with compatibility, just hang on. You're going to get to know immediately in a short while from now what Zenobia has on offer, and is an absolutely amazing set that she's put together for everybody. Have a look at that, and I do believe that'll help you. It's gone up again. Zenobia, there's this lady who'd written in about the fact that hers is a certain number, her husband's is a certain number, and there seems to be a lot of conflict.
Okay, sorry, but yeah, that, we can sort of get into that later. Like if she were to
Right.
come to me, like I would be able to check all levels and say where that discord, as it were coming from. You know, like there might be certain levels which are not like a perfect match. Half the times your sort of problems are solved just by seeing. Okay, wait a minute. Can we do something, Neelu? 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Can we bring Seema on? So she'll tell us how she deals with compatibility issues very quickly.
Absolutely, yes. Seema, I've asked to
And
unmute you.
and then she will sort of tell us how often she uses
Oh,
numbers
there you are.
for compatibility.
Hi,
Right.
Z, and hi, Neelu.
Hi, Seema. Welcome in, and thank you to all our listeners who've been here from the beginning. Thank you. I saw you here in from the beginning as
Yeah,
well.
she's been really waiting patiently. So I think now
No,
it's
I
time.
think it's actually. I'm sorry to cut you in, Z. I call her Z. It's absolutely a joy to listen into her all the time. I mean, be it Lenomo, be it Numero, and even be it angel card reading. She is beautiful. She's wonderful. As far as compatibility is concerned, well, I'm saying this like the way she teaches. It's like you get to apply it wherever you work as well. Now, when I'm saying this, I work with children. I am a teacher basically, apart from being in the occult sciences. And I have had, like, I used to teach children like from 6th to 10th, So this is a very kind of the year of change for children. From 6 onward, they come into that bracket of where they are so unpredictable, and you got to really have your finger on their pulse, and you can't just talk off your head, that kind of a thing. And I would make it a point to have a list of all their names with all their date of births, and then I would like I would have a conversation with each of the kids, like, okay, so is this your certificate date of birth, or is this what your original one is like? Because and that Z will tell you, because when you're learning, the significance of what is used and what is not. And it was very helpful for me to understand each child on that level, because number is energy, and
Number is
each
in.
person vibrates with that energy. So everyone here has a certain number, and they have been like curious, and once you get to know the numbers, it is like beautiful. Like, I'll just give you a small example. So I met these, like, I went to visit my son in his school, and he was in class 11th at that time, and all his friends came, hi auntie, hello auntie, and all of that. And then suddenly, auntie, so you do numero? I said, yes, I do. So what's your date of birth? So one of them said something. I said, okay, so you quarrel often with your mom. And the way you speak, it really cuts her to size. She says, how did you know? And I was like smiling. And then my favorite dialogue is, these kids, they'll say, now auntie is going to say this. I said, understand yourself by understanding the numbers. And it's like each child's nature unfolds in front of you. So if I had 40 children in a class, I knew each of them, their numbers by heart.
Wow. Now
Wow.
that is
That's one of the things. Like date of birth, yeah, date of birth is not just that. Like I knew, okay, this child, this number, this child, this number. And at the same time, there's another thing which I found is that after that, I headed a school which is my own, which was in an economically weaker section, area of the city. And there they couldn't afford huge fees. And now I had this, one child, his complaint would come repeatedly. He doesn't listen, he doesn't, he all the time is distracted, he keeps talking back. And I called the child in, I made him sit down, and I said, okay. And I wrote his name, I saw his date of birth, and then I called in the parents. I told them, you need to go to this counselor, you need to go to this person, not the counselor, and go and see him, because
yeah.
I have a feeling that this child has something that you need to take care of. Well, it came out, and I was right, it was ADHD.
There you go.
And a brilliant child, as in creative child. He used to be all the time wanting to just draw and paint. And
Very
he,
understandable.
yes,
That's
and
he's
he
a
didn't,
kinesthetic child.
yes, and he didn't have control over his own movements. So poor child, he used to be like, and teachers thought that ego issue used to come up.
Oh,
So
it's a great tool actually. Numbers is a great tool in so
absolutely,
many different ways. Like teacher parent harmony. You can sort of know what kind of parents, like how they'll relate to the advice you
yes,
give them also.
yes.
So
And
many things.
there's another thing, like, I used to hire teachers for my school. So what I would do is, yeah, exactly, I would scan that. So and it has always worked for me. It has always worked for me. In fact, counseling the teachers is one of the things which I did, because all of them are ready to kind of, this I can't handle, this child is really like this. And especially in the kind of area we are, there you have children coming from kabadi walas, rickshaw walas, pune, all of that. And I am so proud to say this, that none of the none of the children there, they don't utter a single bad word when they enter the school. they
Wow.
they are not seen on the streets in the afternoons as they would be seen earlier. So numbers play a huge role there
Role.
in
Absolutely.
understanding the situation and understanding what motivates them, what would really get them to do something, and to understand the potential of each kid.
Yes.
And last, I'll say this, and then I'll,
Please,
so I
please.
met a mother in a metro. Okay, I was traveling by metro, and I had my mom with me. And there was this mother, she was talking to somebody, and she was literally hassled, talking about a 17-year-old, that I don't know what will happen, ye bachcha kya karega. And I just tapped her on the shoulder. I said, ki after she had finished the call, I said, can I know, I mean, bachche ka naam kya hai or date of birth kya hai? She told me. And I said, okay. And then I started describing her son. She said, how do you know? I said, मगर आप जो कर रहे हैं वो तो बिल्कुल उल्टा है, और आपका बच्चा तो ये चाहता है. He says, हाँ. मैंने कहा, जब तक आप ये करेंगी तब तक आपका बच्चा तो बगावत करता ही रहेगा. आप ये कीजिए, ये कीजिए, ये कीजिए, ये कीजिए, and see how the changes happen. Because he was in 11th and उसका वो not, हाँ 11th में था, and I said कि 12th आपके सामने है. आप अगर ये करेंगी तो you will have a happy kid who will do everything for you and for himself. She says, what do you do? I said, I set fire in the kids' bum so that, they perform. And, that mother was so thankful that, and my mom, I was very proud to see that my mother, she was beaming because she was so proud that her daughter, you know.
Had done something so amazing.
Yes. So this has happened all the while with me,
Mhm.
traveling on the road, in the bus, in the metro. But
And
now for
please note, Neelu, it's all about compatibility and
Yeah.
at so many different levels, na? Like
absolutely.
from where to where.
Absolutely. Right. And just coming in very quickly here because Seema went, you went into Hindi for a bit. We have an
Yeah, please.
international
Sorry.
audience.
Sorry.
So there's one bit where, there was a conversation happening in Hindi. I'm just quickly translating that bit for you. It was basically just an extension of what Seema had already mentioned before and said after, that she was telling the mother that your son, if he's in 11, he's about to go to 12. He is going to rebel if this is how you're going to be behaving. And when she had listed out the characteristics of her son, the mother was amazed that how did you get all this? So Seema explained to her that, and she was able to do all this because of the compatibility calculation that she had done, and was able to tell her that this is what you need to do and this is how you need to guide your son and support him. So that takes care of that.
Yeah, so what I didn't mention was that I had asked the mother's date of birth as well, because that kind of explains that compatibility thing. So just thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. In fact, Seema, really, thank you so much because here what you've classically, look at that, Zenobia. I'm on a call with you and I'm using the word classically, like I think I've said it thrice already by now. It literally sums up what a compatibility thing is all about, and you don't have to have this limited view on it. So,
absolutely.
And in fact, there are people who were writing in at that time immediately there was definitely a question that I knew that I enjoyed. Okay, everyone's writing in Zenobia, brilliant. Sorry, this is for you, Seema. Brilliant, enjoyed listening to Seema ma'am. And they've all thanked you, Seema, for the wonderful share that you've given. And the questions here are, for example, Zenobia, somebody is written in, can you help in twin flame relationship? What is that, Zenobia? What's a twin flame relationship and what does that have to do with compatibility?
Okay, now this is something that is, I'll be very honest, is beyond my scope and spectrum. Like I don't understand the twin flame very well. So I wouldn't want to sort of misguide somebody on it. Yeah.
No, great, fantastic, and I appreciate that. If this is not in the purview of this right now,
it doesn't come within the purview of numbers per se. That's the only reason I don't want to take it up.
Right.
And because also, Neelu, apart from the package thing, I have one person who's really been patient and waiting. So very quickly, I want to bring her in whenever for 2 minutes, and that's Arunima. But it's AV over here. You know why? I'll tell you why. It's important how we got around to sort of allowing her daughter to sort of accept a new spelling. We actually sat her down and had this whole conversation with her, and she happily agreed to sort of do the change then. So
fantastic.
Last, when we wind up, I just want Arunima to come in 2 minutes very quickly.
Yes, we will do that. We will actually get Arunima in a little later because Zenobia, everyone's saying, can we get Zenobia's number? I have a question about this. I have a question about that. They want to know how you can help them. So I think this is a great time to let people know what's on this amazing platter being served for them.
Are you going to explain the buffet?
We'll, you know what? There's this lovely little bit of PVT that has been made ready, and
compatibility is just the number way. Yes.
And there it is. So we'll just wait for a moment for that.
Yes, please.
To settle in, and there it is. And live like a diva in 2021. Yes,
Ruchira, you're going to live like a diva for sure when the 3 dawns. I can tell you that. I don't know about myself though.
And full credit for this is actually to Ruchira.
Oh, so thank you, Ruchira.
Okay, tell us what's going on, Zenobia. It's right here, and let people hear it from you.
Okay, so I'll be very honest. I generally don't do anything of this sort. I mean, this is completely compiled for the Mystic Lotus platform. So what would happen is generally a person would come to me, I would look into his numbers and allow him to understand whether he does need a spelling change or not. Okay, that would be one person. Whereas here, and for the amount which will be out soon, we're looking at two people. So it could be anybody, it could be two siblings, or like me and my mother, for example, who need to check whether, what's happening between the two of us. Of course, when I learned numbers, I learned a lot of other things as well. Life became sorted. All right. So that's what is going to happen. It's going to be two people who can come in and have their whole what do you call it? Their birth chart by numerology scanned, understand whether it works for the both of them. And most likely, this is my personal experience, if we're talking about a couple, the person who will be more open to change is generally the lady. So we've allowed one person of the two, whoever chooses, to sort of have the spelling as sort of part of a huge bonus addressed within this very package. So there is a name change suggestion, there is a compatibility report. It only gets bigger and better. Okay, there's you can have any 3 aspects checked: a mobile, a house, number like where you live, car number, and please note 20% off on any of my workshops in the next 6 months. And that, of course, is something I look forward to, my numerology workshops. Yeah, that's a huge takeaway.
Fantastic.
Okay,
And that
guys.
tally-ho is tally-ho only. Let's tally-ho, yes. Moment of truth. So this, go. Right. Normally all of this, Zenobia.
Yes,
yeah?
Absolutely so. Yes, when I
Compatibility.
sat down and,
yes, sorry, go ahead.
No. When I sat down and sort of did a complete understanding, I was astounded myself, Neelu. Take it from there. It is this much at this point in time for the first 10 people.
Right. Now, here's the thing, people. A compatibility report, here it's 2. So it could be you and anyone, all right? Anyone. With that compatibility report, you've gotten a glimpse of a lot of effort, a lot of work that goes into it. With that report, one of you can look at getting a name change done. There are the personal updates for the next year, for 2021, for both of you. That's an additional bonus. You're going to get to know what 2021 holds for you.
Month by month, yes. Month by month.
And for you and whoever you bring on. So it's not just you. It's both of you.
Yes.
All right? And this entire thing, if you would have just walked into Zenobia's office, or in these days called her, would have costed you 25,300 rupees or USD 391. And
didn't I say, Neelu, how does this get any better? I just said that a while ago.
I need to take that breath, because look at that. You have a whopping 80% savings. You get this entire thing for only 5,005 rupees or USD 78. This is for the first 10 buyers. It is going to go up, ladies. It is going to go up to 10,000. All right. You've got to take this. 5,005. 5,005. Yes. 5,005. That's 2 people, compatibility. 2 people get the full setup for the year 2021. Between the 2 of you, you can get any 3 things checked. Right? Between your mobile or your email or your bank account number, you can get just yours checked. Or between 2 of you, pick any 3 for both of you and get that done. I'm speechless. What do I say?
Take a deep breath.
I'm taking a sip of water.
Neelu, can I be, if I may just interject, I told people, I said, I'm not going anywhere for the next 3-4 days, because I don't know the amount of work I'm going to have to do, So I said, please give this weekend to me to work. Because I understand this is, I've kept so many people on hold, saying to them that you wait for the Mystic Lotus offer and you won't be disappointed. People who've come to me in the last 15 days. And I've seen 1 or 2 names already pop up and say, okay, we take this. This is beautiful.
Fantastic. And yes, this is an opportunity that should not be missed. I saw quite a few people who had questions about, I want to know about 22, I want to know about 14. I'm having this concern here. This This is what you need to do. This is what you need to take on. Zenobia, here's the thing though, and I know how much of a giver you are. We are never happy with just one, no, one compatibility. How would that? We want some more, right?
Yes, there is more. It does get better. We forgot about that.
So,
Seriously forgot about
people, you lovely ladies in the house, you don't have to struggle between deciding who do I get this done with? Do I get it done with my boyfriend? Do I get it done with my husband? Do I get it done with my son? Do I get it done with the help at home? Hello, you can get it done for more and more. Normally, for every additional person, if you were to ask, can I get a compatibility report? It would have costed you 4,600 rupees or USD $71. Just on this Tele Summit, you can take add-ons. You can take as many more people as you want. I am ready to bang my table with a gavel at just 500 rupees or $8. Excuse me. Look at that. 5,000 rupees, 5,005 to a few. And for every 500 additional, only 500, you get the compatibility. Only compatibility, okay? Only compatibility set up for as many more as you want. This is literally, and I love the pink and the purple because this is what it is. It's royal and it's amazing. And you've got to take this on. And the links are already there on the chats. Remember, first 10 only. It's going to become 10,000 soon enough. So you've got to grab this. Zenobia, this is a superbly generous setup. And I know that all of us at the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies are just so delighted that you've gotten this together for all our amazing listeners on this Tele Summit. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
Always an honor, always a pleasure, biggest joy. Nilu, just a little understanding because I was seeing a couple of people ask. I just want to say, because people have asked, like, when will this happen? So I just want them to know that once they've undertaken it, we'll know, we'll get the list. We'll get in touch and then we'll do all the sessions over. Yes, please, Seema, you may leave now. Please go. No problem. Thank you for being there.
These are personal sessions, okay? This is not like a group thing happening. No. So the moment you take this on, it's a personal one-on-one between Zenobia and the two of you.
It's like a good 45-minute session because I have to keep charts ready when I see a particular person or two people, right? I have to have their details. So it'll take me a while to accumulate all of that. The stock data and then one by one I have seen a student of mine pick up this offer already and I'm quite thrilled because she's just learned the cards with me and she says she's
fantastic.
Meghna. Thank you, Meghna.
That's already one less again. Remember, people, offers available for an extremely limited number.
Ami is asking, will it be on telephone or personal? It'll be on Zoom, Babu, so that I can see you and talk to you clearly.
Just very, very quickly, Zenobia, the how 2021 is leading up for you. This is something that you'll send by December, right?
ये होता है ना कि when you're in, say, the last sort of month of this year, then you want to know somewhere what are the opportunities, how life is going to change. Like this, it's quite a change from the 9 to the 1 as we heard from Simon, right? So when you read that report as you did a couple of years ago and you were like, wow, okay, this is what I wait or look forward to. So that'll come end of year. The update for the new year will come end of year. Right now you'll have the consult and you'll get your compatibility report. Of course, you can choose 2, 3, 4, as many as you want. Meaning with X number of sort of entities.
Fantastic. And in fact, in case you have any more questions, please do ask. And I think this is a great time for Arunima, who's actually, I was looking for her earlier and I couldn't find her.
Because it said AV on her screen.
Right.
So we'll perhaps call in Arunima.
But I don't know if she's on.
Maybe it's, she's sort of
She's
waited.
on as Arunima now.
Acha, she's on? Okay.
Yes. So Arunima, I've asked to unmute you, and people say Arunima she's been through all this, so it would be great to hear from her, because the offer is amazing, and I really hope you're taking this on. You should be taking this on, but we're going to hear from one more.
Arunima is thinking, why didn't I wait for this offer? If only I'd waited for a while longer to do this.
Hi everyone.
Hi, sweetie. Come.
Hi Neelu. Hi Ruchira. Hi Zinu. Thank you
Hi,
for
sweetie.
having me on board. Yeah, in fact, I am thinking, and I was contemplating messaging you. In fact, hey, what is this, Zinu? हमारा क्या होगा?
तुम्हारा अच्छा ही होगा, जो भी होगा.
Thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, I wanted to share something that we've been hearing about people going through the numerology sessions and getting their name changes and all. And in between, we have heard about how we can use it with children. And as Seema shared, she's off now. So, but I would like to share a personal experience where I took a numerology, the name change for my own daughter. And should I say thanks to this pandemic or no, I don't know. But yes, we had ample of time to, look into all these things. And I stumbled upon Zenobia's live video on FB on one of the groups. So first thing which I went through was I went for my own mini reading, because I was not very sure, although I believe in the universal energy, but number energy was quite new to me. So when she gave me my mini reading, then I was like, everything was resonating with whatever was happening and whatever has happened, and how as a person I am, right? So then I said, okay, I discussed with my husband. I said, as it is, I was very troubled for my daughter. I have 2 children and she's the younger one. She's all of 16. So I said, Sanjay, my husband, I said, Sanjay, why don't we try for Adrika? So he said, okay, if you have so much of trust, why not? I made them listen to my mini reading, what she had sent me as a voice message. Then when she saw that, when she went through Adrika's numerology mini reading, and she said, she was very subtle in her thing. And she said, Arunima, I see a few things and so is there. I did not delve any details. I did not tell her anything, that this is happening and this is what I'm facing, or this is how it was just another reading which I was getting done. Then she said, and I was just doing it. Yeah, I can see that. Yes, I think so. Yeah. But, she was validating what all I was going through with my daughter. And then she subtly suggested that if you wish to go ahead, I would, like to give her some kind of a tweak to make it less stressful for her to tread her life path.
Correct.
I said,
absolutely.
I said, why not? As it is, I'm very worried that why, let me just give you a preview. She's a very intelligent and diligent child at the same time, always at the helm of affairs. But what was troubling me, whenever she used to come to me, she'll be always, she'll cry at the drop of the hat. She'll be so stressed. And, she'll be like, everybody would approach her, but she'll shut herself. I could not understand what's happening. Then ultimately, I just told her that, okay, let's go for it. But then there was a big hurdle. Name change is something people say, what's in a name? But there's a lot in a name.
In a name, yes.
Lot in a name. So, and she turned 16 in March. So she was like, Mama, name change? No way.
No way.
I cannot answer so many questions and I love my name. I don't want to change it. I said, then I went into a Zoom session with Zinu and I asked that these are the things, my husband is also not very for it. So how do I go about it? Then she explained the nuances that you don't have to formally change it. You have to change it on the social media or informally, wherever you can use it the most. Because since it's a borrowed energy, you have to accept it and you have to make it your own. And Absolutely. First and foremost thing, the basic ingredient is the faith. And that I already had it because my daughter is also a believer in the universal energy because she vouches by The Secret by Rhonda Byrne.
Ah, wow.
So, it wasn't difficult that way. The only thing I wanted to tell her is that you don't have to change it, Bicha, formally. You just have to use it informally as much as possible. Yeah.
Right.
And you have to write it 21 times, for 6 months or to up till a year, till the time you find a difference. And she started in May, girls. And I think 21st of May, that was a full moon day, I guess. Zenobia suggested that she should start writing. And then from then on, it has been a lot of change. The change doesn't come overnight, definitely, I can tell you. But the gradual change, I've seen her grow, and she's become much calmer, very, she's very accepting, and very now, because the soul urge she's given is a very beautiful tweak in her name, very, 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 very subtle.
Her
Doesn't,
name is so
you know,
beautiful. I
yes,
can picture her name in my mind's eye
yes,
just
it
now.
doesn't, strike you on your face. And her soul's urge is a 3. So you can understand that how creative she's become now. With all that was going on in her mind, she's a 4 by her life path. So you can understand that how, methodical and organized she is, and she's a lot of energy that way. So she's become very very calm, very accepting to the life circumstances. And she doesn't get perturbed by any situation now. She's able to handle her life very well. And I'm very happy to and grateful to Zenobia to give her such a toolkit where she comforts me now. Mama, calm down, relax.
Wow, that
And
is
it
the
was the
change.
other way around. I used to like cry in one corner and say, why my daughter is behaving like this? Why? Because she's such a emotional and such an intelligent child. So this is what before I finish off, let me just complete it by saying that the journey just had begun, and it led me to become her student. And I just finished learning numerology with her last month.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That
so
bit we forgot because of all the
yeah,
compatibility.
yeah. And and as they say, the charity begins at home. So I've started taking baby steps in seeing numbers everywhere with my family members, analyzing their behavior. I've not announced to the world that I've done this, and maybe sooner. So thank you so much, Zeno. And anybody, whoever is watching me or hearing me, anybody wants to learn from her, please go to Zenobia. It's not just because I'm giving a testimony. It's just that I have a personal experience of a name change with my own daughter. And as a student also, I can vouch for it. Her explanations, her expressions are awesome.
Awesome.
And thank you so
Fantastic.
much for having on board. And
And
I
that's
think I was too
so,
fast because I think people have
yeah,
been
it's
here
been
so
like
long.
Zishan wala poster mere mind's eye mein hai abhi.
Exactly.
That's what people must think right now.
But it
Yeah,
was great to share my experience, and I hope it helped. Those who want to go for their children, if they're facing any problems, or if they cannot figure out why it is happening to their children, this is
It's a
not the
great
way I'm
idea.
bringing them up. So maybe you can just get a mini
Do a
reading
check.
done, or whatever she guides you. She'll be the best
yes,
person to help.
yes,
She's
yes.
come
Thank you
in
so
all
much.
the way from Abu Dhabi. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm based in
Really
Abu
Oh,
Dhabi. Thank you
much
so much for
appreciated.
having me.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
fantastic.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
God
so
bless.
much, Arunima.
God
Thank
bless
Thank you
you.
so
you.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
Thank
much,
you.
Ridu. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And I think this is absolutely amazing, Zenobia, because there are people. One of the huge benefits of taking up this amazing offer is that you're actually going to end up also getting 20%
Off
off
on my
the
numerology
savings
workshop.
on her any workshops coming up in the next 6 months. So
Absolutely.
if you're looking to do, it's a part of your bonuses from this setup already. And I'm just going to take a quick moment. Yes, Avantika, you have a question to ask. Just give me a quick second. I will unmute you right now. In fact, let me get you unmuted. I'm just going to just quickly remind everybody about what you have happening for you here. You have the entire offer, which would normally cost you 25,300 rupees, okay, at only 5,005 or USD $78. That's it. Compatibility report between two of you, name change as required for one of you, a personal update for 2021. Next year's coming, reaching you, for both of you, reaching you by the end of this year. And you can add on as many people as you'd like to at just 500 rupees or 8 And I hope you played quickly with your fingers and clicked on the links and used them. And yeah, really, I'm still trying to get over, even while Arunima was talking, Zenobia, I was just still going back to the offer, the amount. I was like, 5,500, 5,500, 5,500.
No, I was thinking what Arunima must be thinking and calculating off in her mind, because she came to me a couple of months ago. We didn't know life would pan out like this.
Everyone who's actually already done it, this is like a great opportunity for you to pick it up at this amount and let somebody else who would like to use it for themselves, or happy birthday, give it as a gift. Hello.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Avantika, you wanted to ask something? I've asked to unmute you.
Yes, thank you so much for this. This has been lovely. Thank you, Nilu. And, I really love the magic of numbers. There was a time when I was asked to add an extra A because everything I did was falling short. 8 inch say it would fall short. And after adding the extra A,
All right.
a lot of things have come to completion.
All right.
And I have been told that my life path is a 22.
All right.
And my name adds to a 22 separately, and my surname adds to a 22 as well.
All right. Okay.
Should I just be using my first name and drop the second?
I'll be 22. For me to even sort of answer that to you, I would have to open up your entire chart.
Oh, okay.
Because see, what we do here is like 2% of what work goes into a chart, literally speaking.
Okay.
So I have to look at like what I tell you to do must not have any adverse consequences going forward for you. So I cannot give you this random answer. Do you get me?
Thank you so
I have
much.
to look
Absolutely.
into your forward chart and essences to be able to tell you. Because this would be just off the top of my head. Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
but one quick question before that. Does it matter if you do your numerology chart by Pythagoras system or the Chandelian system?
Okay. All right. Good. You brought this up, Avantika. It's simple. I say to people, somebody will go to Wharton and somebody will go to sort of one school in the UK, right? So you choose your university and stick with that university no matter what it is. So I could graduate from Femitibai or from Jai Hind, both established colleges, same way, established. Mine is, by the way, just so that people know, I use the Pythagorean system only because it's such a powerful system. I don't go down the Chaldean way, but I'm sure that people do and it works beautifully for them. So for me, if you come to me, it's Paithaji. Paitha Baba, I call it. There are two people in my life, Nilu. One is Paitha Babaji and one is Lenormand Maiyaji. Their blessings keep pouring in.
Fantastic. Feroza is just, thank you. Feroza is just, she's written in to say that she has paid for it. And I hope you have a great time with Zenobia with this,
I hope
Feroza.
So too.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
In fact, I'd also like to thank Avantika for bringing that question up because there were a lot of those questions that had come up. I'm at this, should I do this? I'm this. And it was not being brought up specified. We asked for one earlier, but it was left at that. Exactly the reason that Zenobia has just said right now. There's a lot more understanding that needs to go into it. It's not just a yes-no answer right now.
Yeah, it's not like a yes-no. Remember, that's what I say for the cards also. It's just not yes or no.
Yeah.
And sorry, but one person's asking, can this help with getting married?
I was just looking at that. Does it? Would it? Can you do a pre-compatibility before deciding?
So, what you could do is, for example, I'm just trying to make sense of this. You could tell the person, like this is, for example, who is asking this question, Deep Shikha, could become aware of what she is, all right, what her energies are, and then work towards finding a partner that will somewhere sort of help to take care of her energies. So there is an opportunity for a single person to come and have this done also, Nilu. I mean, it's not like you have to be a couple. You can come as a single person and get all of this done as well. Yeah.
Right. And we do have, we will definitely have something for you on the plate with that as well. And you will get that in your call replay email. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Just so that the person knows, okay, they, even if they're on their own, they can avail of something at least.
Yes. And in fact, it'll get posted in the Telegram group as well. So you don't necessarily have to wait for the call replay email to come. The teams, I mean, the team is super quick with this. All the offers will be on the group as well. And for everybody listening in, just in case you are yet to join the Telegram support group, please do join in. There's a fair amount of conversation that happens over there after the call is over, going into the next day. If you still have questions, Zenobia is there to answer them for you. So please join that group. And after it's over, you're most welcome to move away. And it really doesn't occupy too much space, so to speak, on your phone. And the links are posted instantly there as well. The payment links, the call replay email goes out, is shared there also immediately. So you have constant access to information, data, payment links, everything. So please do join in then. And very quickly, because we are coming very close to this. Ketki, there is no numerology course right now. If you want an offer on it, if you want to make a saving on it, you got to take the compatibility report here, and then you'll get a 20% saving there. Currently, there is this is not a course. It's a compatibility report that's happening. Very quickly, just reminding you, it is 25,300 originally, only 5,005 right now. And you are getting a compatibility report between two of you. You're getting a year ahead for both of you in 2021. And you get a number check, a compatibility check with 3 options. You can choose from the list that's been given. So, and over and above that, you don't have to just have it with one person. You can take on more at just 500 rupees more. This is a gone offer. It's going to be gone very soon. It is going to go to 10,000 before you know it. So please do. And thank you for that. For questions about any additional questions about payment, you can WhatsApp Amrish, and the number has also been shared right here on the chat. And before we wind up, it is thank you, first of all, thank you everybody for staying here with us from the beginning till now. And really, we're all of us at the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies, and all our amazing speakers and healers, we're always so blessed to have all of you around with us all the time. And Zenobia, before we say a final goodbye, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with?
I'd like to come back a 3rd time in my personal year-end cycle, if that were happening and that were possible. But this has been super. I mean,
why not
look at numbers and how they work? Yeah, I'd like to sort of say what else is possible.
And like I just said, I said, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Wait for it.
Who knows?
What's that dialogue? The movie isn't over yet, so.
Film abhi baki hai. Yes.
Yes. Abhi baki hai mere dosto. And very quickly, people, Zenobia, this is something that I actually came across a long time back, but it's something that always stayed with me, and I keep getting reminded of it, that numbers, numerology, is like that bridge between who you are now and who you have the potential to be.
Absolutely.
Right? And look at this, what 2 of you have the potential to become together, I think is absolutely amazing. And thank you, Zenobia, for that. Really, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchira. I see you smiling, and I'm happy. Thank you for your presence throughout. Simon, I can still see. I don't know whether you're actually there, but thank you for each one who came in and said what you said and sort of contributed in some way to the journey. It's been a beautiful journey, and we hope to keep it that way. So thank you. It's been 5 years now with Mystic Lotus.
Yay!
From the day of inception. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So again, cheers, people. Cheers. Offer is going to go. Grab it quickly, very quickly. All right. And we shall see you on the other side on Telegram with Zenobia. And we shall see you day after tomorrow with our next speaker on this the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Awesome Women's Tele Summit. Zenobia, a delight as always. And I went all blue. Again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Always a joy
Thank
and
you.
pleasure. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, each one. Thank you. Bye. Bye. For
Bye.
now.
Good night, everyone. See you around soon enough. Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye. Bye.